It's a pleasure to be here. Professor Sayinka, as I told you before, it's an honor to be with you. You're one of my personal heroes, and I think you know you're a hero for all the humanity. You're an extreme example. You're an extreme example of wisdom, talent, and dignity. And I wish one day I could be like you. Even handsome like you, because he's a bit older than me, but he's sexier. It's a great honor to be in Nigeria. It's really a pleasure to be with all of you. Thank you so much. I have to thank, and I think in the name of all the foreign poets invited, I have to thank to the ProvidusBank, to Dafe Ivurie, to Mr. Dafe Ivurie. The names are really difficult. To Jaman Anikulapo, to Ayoinka Joe, and also Biodun, Nathaniel, Juliet, and I have to thank Yolanda Castaño. Yolanda gave me the opportunity some weeks ago to meet this hero of mine called Sayinka. And I would like to say hello to all the poets invited, but if you allow me, especially to the two poets that come from Iran, and I want to tell them that we wish them absolute freedom and absolute peace. I will read two texts. The first one is called, it's an excerpt of a text called The Son of a Thousand Men. And it became a movie on Netflix. You can see this story made in a movie. And it's a poetic story about Crisostomo. It goes like this. A man reached the age of 40 and considered the sadness of not having a son. His name was Crisostomo. He was alone. All his love stories had failed, and he felt that everything was half missing. He saw half of himself in the mirror and thought everything was too brief, too hasty, as if things were slipping away from him, hiding to avoid his company. He saw half of himself in the mirror because he was alone, full of absences and silences, like a precipice or a deep well. His inside was endless, and little or nothing of what it contained was of any use to him. He was falling inwards. One day, after buying a large rag doll that he found at a fair, Crisostomo sat on the sofa hugging it. As he hugged the doll, he tried to think of it as a real child, shaking his head as if they were having a conversation. He stroked his hair while he talked for a long time about the most important things to learn. He always began his sentences with, "You know, my son." That's what he most wanted to say. He wanted to say, "My son," as if by uttering such words, he could create someone. Crisostomo believed that it was possible for children to get lost in the confusion of life. He imagined lonely children as sons and daughters waiting. Children who took a while to return home because they were misled by life. He believed that true affection was only truth, the ultimate way of connecting and belonging, the greatest form of family. He felt a great sense of urgency, but still didn't know what to do. He opened the door and risked a smile. He imagined, as in a dream, that an abandoned child might be passing by and want to come in. He dreamt that the child who had taken too long to come home had finally found his way and could now take his place on the sofa where the rag doll stood with its cheerful but indifferent smile. From the open door he could see the sand of the beach and the water of the sea. The house was built on strong timbers that looked like sturdy trees that were just beginning to grow, and instead of a leafy canopy, it had deep blue walls and windows with white curtains. It was a leafy house. If the color was seen as a camouflage that could rustle like leaves, as if its color alone was a busy and noisy racket, like a plead. It was a house that didn't want to be alone. That's why it pleaded. It also seemed to be sailing. The wood on the floor creaked, and since it was all made of trees, it could also be a boat and set sail. The man who was in his 40s cooked the fish for himself with patience and care. He decided he would go out into the street and tell people he was a father looking for a son. Thank you. When I was with Professor Wole Soyinka some weeks ago, he told me that he loved very much Amalia Rodrigues, the greatest fado singer that ever lived. And so the second text, the very short one I will say tonight, is related to Amalia Rodrigues. I will say it in Portuguese, but what it means is something like, my love is going away in such a bad time, it's such a bad time, but please let me stay here because he'll be back to me, he'll be back to me. So, and in Portuguese, it sounds like this. And I will ask Mr. Chego to do a magic trick with the sound. Okay? O meu amor vai embora em má hora, em má hora. Deixa-me aqui, não demora. Anda fora, anda fora. Aí o meu amor vai embora em má hora, em má hora. Deixa-me aqui, não demora. Anda fora, anda fora. For you. Thank you.